Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome on in, everyone. Hopefully my audio and everything's good. It should be. StreamYard was telling me earlier they were having problems. So I was like, okay. But it looks like we're doing okay. So awesome. Put some clothes on. I have clothes on. I have a dress on. It's a long dress. I haven't worn it actually in a couple years. I didn't think it was going to fit, and it did. And then, oh, you can't even see. Oh, I put like a little red necklace with it. And then earlier today, I had on like blue shorts and my like little Converse that were red, white, and blue, and a little white top. So I'm here for the red, white, and blue. And someone is setting off fireworks outside. And tonight, for some reason, out of all the nights, it's bothering my one dog. Well, my one dog, my biggest dog, my biggest baby. So if she comes up to the desk, I'm sorry if she she might come up to the desk tonight. So if she does, just don't mind her. She's just a little scared. That's all. She likes to come up, like just be really close to me and touch me. So I can understand that. I guess, I'm her mama. Well, thank you for the super sticker, Tumbleweed. I appreciate that. Look at that. I'm not even in the chat. Where am I at? There we are. Oh, look at that. I can't see it for some reason on StreamYard. I always go on StreamYard, so I have to look at the iPad. That's super cute. Thank you so much. And welcome in, everybody. It's good to see everybody. So I do have, so I can't play like certain things over here on YouTube. It just won't, it'll like shut down the stream. We tried that before. I believe it was like Dateline or 2020 or something like that. It was way back in the day, like whenever we first started covering Idaho 4. And we got like 5 seconds into it, and I had a feeling they were going to get me because it's the background music when people are talking in the interviews. It's that weird background music they play. That's what gets you. So I did make a Patreon. I tried to make, I've been trying to make a Discord, but I don't know how to do videos in Discord. I don't even know if you can. And then I try to do Kick, but you have to have like streaming, like you have to be like streaming with like Streamlabs, and I have StreamYard. So I finally got on Patreon and I forgot I had it. And it actually let me upload the Peacock documentary today. So what I did is I just downloaded it over on StreamYard, and then I uploaded it over to Patreon for you guys. So if you do want to follow me on Patreon, I saw like a couple of you guys already went over there and are following me, and that's amazing. Thank you so much. That's like really, really, really kind. For some reason, let me see. Let me just put the link only in there. The link is really long and I don't know why, but it'll take you there if you want to go and watch the Peacock. I didn't even watch it. I actually, I played it and I was like, I'm going to go to the pool for an hour because it's like an hour and a half long. And then I came back up after like an hour. So I watched like the last 7 minutes of it. It was really good what I did catch. So I'm going to go back through and I'm going to watch it and then we'll review it. So, but welcome in everybody. I won't go through everybody's name, but it's good to see you guys. I see Ladybug's in here. I see Ashley's in here. Good to see everybody. It's really good to see you all. It really is. I wasn't sure if everyone would be busy or if you guys would be home or, we usually go do something. We did something earlier today. We just hung out today. We just spent the day together. And then tonight I knew that they would probably be freaking out. So, I don't like to leave them whenever they get scared. I'd hate to even leave them when I go on vacation. So it's a thing for me, like to leave them with someone else. So I'm just like, I'll stay home. Oh yes. So are they back? Are they still together? Because it was weird. Like she was interviewing him and like the thing that when he said, I did see that part and he was like, she said something like, what's the worst that can happen? And he said he gets a plea deal. And I was like, oh gosh. I was like, oh Lordy. That's, that like broke my heart. 28 months. Look at that. Are you not sick of me yet? I'm not sick of you. 28 months. Y'all are very welcome. She said 28 months of Ash. Y'all are very welcome. Are they? They're engaged? Oh, but they split? Oh, that's sad. That sucks. He's such a cutie. He looks just like his dad. He's turning into his dad. Like just, over the last couple of years, seeing him, get older, 2 years, 3 years, he's starting to look more like Steve. That's so sad. Because that was probably like his escape. You know what I mean? Like, and everyone needs that. And thanks for being here for 28 months, Ash. You have been with me through this whole case and then some. I kind of thought that too. Like she was just with him kind of like, you know what I mean? And because when I saw her in the video, I was like, why is she interviewing him? It was just kind of weird. I don't know. That was kind of weird. Me too. Me too. When he was outside with his dad. Me too. Me too. But I do have to say, Steve, were you wearing Christie's readers? They looked good on you. I mean, whatever you had on, they look good. I like the red, but they look like Christie's readers. I thought they were. It was just so cute. Trade Ash to Jules for William. Is William over there? Oh, if he is, if he is, we're going over there. Look at this, 26 months. Oh, and happy 4th of July, everybody. Diabolical. Oh my gosh, there's this creator I watch, and I swear that's like her new favorite word is diabolical. Like I want to say something in her comment section because she says it like 5 times a episode. It's so funny. She does like anti-MLM stuff. But I am going to start doing, before we get started, I'm going to start doing some, I think reaction kind of videos on my second channel, not like reaction videos of other creators per se, but more like reaction videos. They're just going to be kind of funny. I don't know. They're going to be more like lighthearted and just kind of funny. I've been watching a creator and she's a photographer and she does like, she covers like America's Next Top Model. And she'll like go through all the old, clips and just like critique them. And it's just like, wow, like that show was nuts. I watched it all the time when I was younger though. So That's probably why I'm a little nuts. But tonight, I do want to discuss with you guys a little bit about Bryan Kohberger and what's going to happen, next when he is sentenced and he goes off to prison, because he will be going off to a prison very soon, very, very soon. Hope he's ready for that. And the prison that he is being sent to, word on the street, people got people, is Idaho Maximum Security Institution. And it is not something that you play around with. Like, that place is scary, like real scary. So, what I'm going to do is pull up, I got like a little Google thing I was going to pull up. Is this it? This is it. Okay. So we can kind of see what this prison's about. And then I have some clips. I have some articles from the prison of like inmates dying. Like, and one of them, like, they don't even know how he died. It was just an article and it said he died. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, they're not very old people either. And then I have a couple of videos I'll show you guys. So it should be a good live. Last night was a really good live too. If you guys missed it, make sure you go back and watch. It was good. I watched a little bit of Daniel's live today, but I didn't get to catch the beginning of it. So I have to go back and check it out. So this is, I got this off of Google. So nothing special, but it's just something that we can kind of like a little key that we can use and kind of see what this prison's about. I actually was going to look it up on Google Maps and I forgot. So we might do that. Let me pull up. Oh, wait, not that. Okay. I'm just going to pull it up so I don't forget. I'll put it in the tabs. I've got like 20 tabs open, So the Idaho Maximum Security Institution, it's called IMSI. I wouldn't remember that. Is a state correctional facility located near Kuna, Idaho. Don't know where that is. I might have to look that up. Compared to where, maybe he was living before. It is one of the facilities that make up the South Boise Prison Complex. So I'm pretty sure it's the same one that Chad Daybell's in. Here's some key information about IMSI. It's security level. It's maximum security. So, he's not going to the farm. Purpose: to confine Idaho's most violent and disruptive male offenders. It opened in November 1989. I was just a youngin'. Capacity 402 residents. I wonder how many residents they have. They're always overcrowded, Security features double perimeter fence reinforced with razor wire and an electronic detection system and a 24-hour armed perimeter patrol. So you're not going to probably get out. Well, someone did escape. I got that too. Population primarily comprised of closed security and administrative segregation residents. So I should have looked at it, like closed custody and administrative segregation. It sounds like that you're like locked in a cell by yourself. It also houses offenders with acute mental health issues, including those under civil commitments. Oh. Death row. IMSI houses Idaho's death row for men and the execution chamber. Wonder how close the execution chamber is to the prison, like to the cells and stuff. Like if they can hear anything. You know what I mean? I'm just wondering. Visiting is offered 4 days a week, Thursday through Sunday, with varying schedules for different inmate groups. Visitors must follow specific rules and complete an application process. Huh. You got to do a lot if you want a visitor. $26 months. Man, I can't believe that. In 28 months. That's crazy. It was a while ago. I have to look that up. I think it was at prison. Let me double check. This is the inmate dead. Gladiator. I'll look through my tabs because I remember seeing like someone escaped. It was like a while back. It was like back in the day. It was like 20, and not like back in the day, but it was like 2018 or something like that. And I think it was that prison. I don't know why I didn't keep it up though. I'll look for it. But I do have a little statement from the book that's coming out from James Patterson, I guess. And it said Bryan Kohberger's father allegedly told a family friend last year that their house was being watched by the feds. So, yeah, and that BK was framed, that Bryan was framed, and that there were a lot of drugs at 1122 King Road. So we're gonna read through this, we'll read through that too, because I thought that was pretty insane. I can't believe I didn't keep that up. I'm gonna have to look that up again. Because I was trying to look up anything, like just some stuff on the prison. So contraband, Idaho Code 18-2510 prohibits the introduction or possession of contraband in correctional facilities, and violations are punishable by imprisonment and/or fines. Don't try to sneak anything into them. No cell phones, stuff like that. I don't know how people do that. I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. IMSI is known for its restrictive conditions with reports of frequent lockdowns and solitary confinement. Sounds like fun. It has been named one of the 15 worst prisons in America by Security Journal Americas. There's a lot of prisons in America. How many prisons is there in America, I wonder? How many prisons are in the U.S.? 6,245, and they are on the list of the 15 worst. Welcome home, Bryan Kohberger. Welcome home. That's all I can say. I bet your parents' house doesn't seem so bad, or actually step-toe apartments. In 2016, efforts were made to reform the use of solitary confinement, which at the time often involved inmates being alone for up to 23 hours a day with limited contact. Sounds like a great time. Now, they may keep Bryan in solitary confinement for a period of time. I would think so anyway. And put him into general pop slowly. I mean, that's what I would think they would do, but they may not. They may just drop him in the pool. I mean, I don't know how we're going to kind of learn how it works, but I'm not like an expert on, people going to prison. But you know who is? We should have watched some of Pablo's stuff. He would know. He did good on the Murdoch case. Okay, so this is where I got the idea to do this live, because I saw this on New York Post and I was like, oh my Lord, that sounds gross. So it says, Bryan Kohberger set to die in one of America's worst prisons with feces-smeared cages, riots, and biohazard ventilation system. So good luck, I guess. And then there's a couple pictures here for you guys to look at. Bryan Kohberger is set to spend the rest of his life in one of America's worst prisons, a maximum security hellhole that faces accusations of feces-smeared cages, brutally violent guards, rioting inmates, and a biohazard ventilation system. Ooh. The 30-year-old convicted killer of 4 University of Idaho students, convicted, will serve his sentence in the state's most brutal prison alongside Chad Daybell, the child murderer and husband of Doomsday cult mom Lori Vallow, as well as 2 of Idaho's most notorious serial killers. So, I mean, he might be like a mass murderer, right? But we got some serial killers in there, so, I don't know how that works. I wonder who they are. Idaho's maximum security institution, where Kohberger is expected to be sentenced to life in prison, opened in 1989 and hosts the gym state's most disruptive male residents and violent criminals. Sign me up for a job. Does anyone want to get a job there? We need a guy to go there and get a job. If you could do that, that'd be great. Like this, look at this. This looks like fun. This is your common area. This is where you would be you come out of your, cells if you wanted to during the day, and you could come out here and watch TV or use the phones or whatever, sit there and eat, when they bring your breakfast, lunch, dinner. Yeah. Man, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. I mean, on him I do, but I wouldn't. I mean, somebody that was innocent, I wouldn't. This is not a place for innocent people. This is a place for Bryan Kohberger, though. He said yes to like being guilty and knowing like what was going on. I believe they said like 61 times he said yes in his hearing. So yeah, he was aware. So since then, it has developed a reputation as not just the toughest prison in the state, but one of the harshest in the nation. IMSI was named one of the 15 worst prisons in America by Security Journal Americas in 2024, alongside other infamous institutions, including Louisiana State Penitentiary, aka the Farm, San Quentin in California, and Attica Correctional Facility in Western New York. I didn't even know some of those were still open. Wow. The magazine highlighted its alleged harsh treatments of inmates, excessive use of solitary confinement, and lack of mental health resources. Violence between inmates and allegations of excessive force by correction officers were also brought up, as well as overcrowding leading to a tense and volatile environment, the outlet wrote. In 2016, the newly appointed director of the Idaho Department of Corrections looked to reform the state's use of solitary as punishment. Many of the inmates were locked away in solitary confinement for 23 hours a day. This meant little to no human interaction. And look, these are the cages right here that Ashley Banfield's going to talk about tonight. She's going to say something about being in a cage right there. Look at that. So it says this meant little to no human interaction, food in cells, and only showering 3 times a week, a pattern some inmates live under for decades. 97% of these guys are going to get out and walk into Idaho community. Not this one. If we treat them like crap, if we treat them like animals, they're going to walk out of prison like that. That's true. That's very true. You got to have like respect for each other. You know what I mean? Like if you're a guard and you're an inmate, there's just a level that you just have to have it. You know what I mean? Like if you don't, and you ain't going to get out anytime soon. You know what I mean? But if you do, you might get some special treatment. You might get like an extra little piece of bread or something on your plate, a little extra cake. You never know. In particular, he highlighted the dangers of excessive solitary confinement for inmates. Yeah, maybe you won't go into solitary. You can do that for 10 or 15 years. You've created a monster out of that person. Kohberger, 30, who on Tuesday pleaded guilty to killing 4 University of Idaho students in their Moscow home while they slept in November of 2022, has been held in maximum security at Ada County Jail in Boise since the trial was moved to the state capitol. I think that's the end of it. Wait, no, it's not. There's more. But he is expected to be transferred to Idaho State Maximum Institution some 10 miles south following his sentence hearing on July 23rd. It's only 10 miles away. Man, that would suck. That's going to suck for him. You know, because he doesn't have like a long ride or anything like where he can just kind of look out the window, you know, try to pretend like he might be outside for the last time. Probably the last time they're in a vehicle. The remote prison is surrounded by a double perimeter fence along with razor wire and electronic detection system and 24-hour armed patrol. Last year, 90 inmates at the IMSI went on a hunger strike demanding better treatment and services. You think they're going to give him his vegan diet? I think they're going to give him a tray of food and he's going to have to pick what he can eat and what he's not going to eat. That's what I think. And then he'll get like commissary, right? And so then he can eat like noodles or whatever. Tasty cakes. I don't know. They complained of feces-covered recreational cages, loud bouts of isolation, serious medical care delays, and a dirty HVAC system that they compared to a biohazard. The prison was forced to confirm that it halted many services, including access to certain religious practices, in 2020 in response to unprecedented staff shortages brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. To quell the riot, prison authorities used pepper spray and tear gas on the inmates, the Idaho Department of Corrections confirmed. Apparently they went on a riot. I probably would too. But I mean, like, that's why, I mean, everybody finds God in jail or Jesus or, you know, whatever, their higher power, because that gets you out of your cell or out of that room for like that hour. You know what I mean? It just gets you out of there. So yeah, they were probably upset. The IDOC claimed the protest ringleaders wanted to force staff to segregate housing by gang and racial affiliation, the Idaho Statesman reported. That sounds just like a riot ready to happen. Get a whole group of people together that think the same way and they're nuts like the same way. Like, I mean, like Aryan Brotherhood kind of people. Like, what? I'm cool. IDOC didn't respond immediately to requests for comment, but they will never. Remember this guy? The prison built to replace the original Idaho Penitentiary, which was built even before Idaho became a state in 1890. It can house a maximum of 549 inmates, including a dedicated section for mentally ill offenders. It offers restrictive housing, beds, and disciplinary detention. It also includes Idaho's death row, where all 8 of the state's male inmates facing death sentences are held. There's only one woman on death row in Idaho. Kohberger's deal, which spared him a trial and the chance of death by firing squad, means he must spend the rest of his life in prison with no opportunity for parole or appeals after the PH criminology student admitted murdering Ethan Chapin, 20, Kaylee Gonzalez, 21, Xana Kernodle, 20, and Madison Mogan, 21. Other famous inmates at the prison include Daybell, currently on death row for murdering his first wife, Tammy, as well as his second wife, Lori Vallow's 2 children, Tylee Ryan, 16, and JJ Vallow, age 7. Bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. Serial killer Jared Pitsu is awaiting execution for 4 1985 murders. 1985 in Idaho and Washington. Okay. So in 1985, right, I was born. I'm going to be 40 this year. This dude has been on death row for 40 years. If I was Kohberger, I would have went to trial. I don't know why he didn't either. I mean, I think that he had a chance of maybe not getting the DP. You know what I mean? Somebody like may have, out of the jurors, I'm saying, they might have convicted him of the murders, but maybe there would have been a juror that wouldn't have been able to do the DP. You never know, right? I would have taken it. I would have written it out. Thank you, Wiley Cat, for the super sticker. I appreciate that. I wonder if the ex-con creator is right in speculating that he can join the Aryan prison gang there. Oh, I hope not. You think he would? Get some tats? Like, do you think I don't know. I see him like, I mean, he's going to need protection, right? So I think that if they come up to him and they offer him protection, I'm trying to think of what he would say. Like if he would be like, yeah, I want it. Like, you know, because like if you turn him down, like, wouldn't that be bad too? Like, no, yeah, I don't want your help. Like, I can like one part of me can see him just staring at the people like, and you know, I mean, just dumbfounded. And then another part of me thinks, well, he's a pretty intelligent guy. If he like, you know, maybe he needs to think about his words a little bit, but he don't have common sense, but I think he's intelligent. And maybe he would try to join something like that, you know? And welcome in, everybody. I mean, you never know, like, right? The victims will never see their parents again. Nope. I know. Like, because I was just thinking about the evidence and stuff. And if that's all they had, what Bill said, I just feel like, I mean, shoot, you know? Did Jumpsuit Pablo do one? I was going to say that's what I said earlier. I was like, man, we should went to Pablo's channel. I know that he does good videos. Is it Prince Elsa's birthday? Happy early birthday. Happy early birthday. He'll have to pick a side, yeah. And Aryan Brotherhood, exactly what we'll say. Yeah. I'm just trying to like picture him in a gang, you know? I mean, they'll want him because he's smart, probably, right? Like, I mean, he's intelligent. Like, if I was getting people together, right, in a gang, I mean, you know, if I was forming that in a prison, I would want strong people And I would want either strong or intelligent. Like, if you're not intelligent, it gotta be strong. If you're not strong, gotta be intelligent. Like, one or the other, you know what I mean? And Kohberger is smaller than me. Like, I mean, when he stood up, I almost, I think I gasped. I don't know if I was muted or not, but I was like, "Whoa," you know? Yeah, if he's not with him, he's against him, yeah. See, I think that, yeah, I think, yeah, because, I mean, he's intelligent, and he murdered 4 people for, like, for the freaking thrill of it, right? We, as of right now, we don't, I mean, he can say every all day long, "Well, I had to because she saw me, and then I had to because he was laying there." Like, no, that's not, no, mm-mm, no, you can't play that. Idaho will get sued if he's murdered, yeah. Watts went to Wisconsin. Was he from originally from Idaho? I can't remember. I didn't really get into the Watts case as much. That's so crazy, I know too. If guys, I know if I did, I would be, like, deep diving in that. I would be lost forever. Right, Squeaky? He is lazy. I'm been pissed. I've been talking about it even, like, today with Vince. I'm just like, I'm so mad. Like, that he didn't make him say, like, himself. BTK stood up and said what he did, right? Why couldn't Bill Thompson say Bryan Kohberger? Like, the judge was like, "Well, it's on to the state to, like, try the case," and, like, just like it usually would be, right? Like, and I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but he's confessing. He's taken a plea, so he should be the one telling the story on what happened that night." Like, "Yeah, I went there, I parked my car," even if it's, like, not, like, super detailed, you know what I mean? Like, "I went in and, like, I don't," you know what I mean, what happened next, but, like, I just I don't know, I think he should have had to say something. Maybe he'll say something at sentencing, I doubt it, because according to, like, reporters that were there in the courtroom, like, because the families were sitting in the front, like, couple rows, and then the reporters were right behind them. So there was, like, Anjanette Levy was there and Brian Enton was there, and they were both saying that they didn't see, like, tears they or anything like that coming from Brian's family, and they didn't even see them, like, looking at each other, right? If that was me and my parents were there, the whole time I would be looking at my parents. Like, I would be trying to concentrate on whatever the judge was saying, like, I would, I'd be present for that, but other than that, I would be, like, looking at my parents, right? You haven't seen them in 2.5 years? It's crazy, right? What does he have? His brain, Catherine? I think that's what it's gonna be, his brain. He's gonna be, like, telling people how to, "Hey, Reba." He's gonna tell people how to, like, freaking get, like, away with crap. Yeah, Catherine, we'll see him in sentencing. He'll be in his, prison uniform too. The judge said, "No more street clothes," like, we're done with that. And I'm there for that. Oh, yeah. We should ask. We should call and ask, but we can't leave any voice messages because, um, doc Judge Hippler is not listening to them, he said. That's rude. That's rude. Right? That can make what he can make. I mean, he can make a shiv probably, or someone can. He probably is practicing. I think that he'll probably be more in isolation, but I don't know for sure. They might just drop him in general population. My brother does the same shit to go on purpose to get in isolation. He just likes it in there. CP. Some people like to be by themselves. Oh, Colorado. I knew it was, like, over in that area, but I couldn't remember. That's a sad case. That's so sad. Just me said, although there was strong circumstantial evidence, there were holes. Yeah, the AT could have focused on possible. She could have swung some jurors into believing me on reasonable doubt. And not, yeah, yeah, you're right. Just me. I think so. The more I think about it, and the more I'm like, is this all they had? Because I sincerely thought that there was going to be more. I mean, there's a lot. There is a lot. Like, the car and the DNA and him confessing. I mean, there's all of that, but it's just, to me, I don't know, just like his cell phone was turned off at the I don't know. Like, I guess there was things, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not enough to put someone on death row. And then he would have got life anyway, right? They've never visited him. No, not that we know of, Wiley Cat. They haven't been there at all. His parents may be there. I think they are going to be there. And they may even make a statement at that time, because I think Anne said something like, I think she looked in that direction, or she said something like, we're ready whenever, like whenever you're ready. And I do want to watch that video again tomorrow, just parts of it. He could be asked, yeah. Well, I guess if I ever go to jail, I'll be like, I have my criminal justice degree. What do you need me for? Just kidding. I'll never go to jail because I'm a good girl. I hope he apologizes. Yeah, because he won't. I don't think he'll say anything. I'm hopeful that he'll say something, but we haven't heard anything from him. We haven't heard nothing. I mean, I would be really shocked if he said anything. Yeah, just like tearing down the house. I know, and then I think of that, and it kind of like it didn't make me mad until like Christy came out and said they told her that they were going to start, and I remember they said we're going to start at like 6:45 a.m. or something like that. It was so early in the morning. I remember it was super early. We woke up. Might have even been before that, because we were up in this. We're on the East Coast, and we were up really early. I remember we were up, and and the sun wasn't even up there, and they started knocking down the house, and I guess Christy was getting her coffee, getting ready to sit down to watch it, and she said as soon as she turned it on, she could see Kaylee's room just like going down. Like they had already had the house down pretty much. Like, and I'm just like, that's just so, you tell somebody a time, you don't do it before then, you know what I mean? Like, or reach out if you're going to. It's like they didn't care, right? They didn't even care. Like, why are you telling us that you're even going to put it down? I remember we were here early, and so we just happened. I think actually we went in late. The gag, so the gag will be dropped, Jeffrey, the 23rd after the sentencing and after the victim impact statement. So they may go into the 24th with the statements, but they think that they'll just do the one day and that'll be fine for everybody. So I have a FOIA in, and I haven't gotten any emails, so they better email me like, confirmed. Right, Chloe. Yeah, he has no motivation to make a statement. I wonder what Bryan's family would say. He was a good kid. I mean, you really, like, what are you going to say, Oh, look at this. Another resident is a serial killer, Thomas Eugene Creech. That's the one that they tried to put to death, and they pricked him like 8 or 9 times. Remember I told you the other day, and the legs, feet, and hands or whatever, and the arm, and they couldn't, the veins kept busting. But that guy, it says, who is believed to have murdered as many as 43 people between 1974 and 1981. 43 people. Wow. But he was only convicted of 5 killings. Believed to have, oh my gosh. Was Bill on that case? I guess Bill was on a case, another case that was a stabbing. This was a while ago. But instead of getting the death penalty, that guy ended up pleading out too. Just kind of weird, I saw that today somewhere. That might have been on the Peacock thing. I'm not sure. That Peacock episode was really, really good. I kind of, saw it or whatever. I saw a little bit of it, but I was at the pool most of the day. Oh, and don't let me forget to tell you guys a little Twitter story about something happened today. And I'm going to put the Patreon link in there. And if you just hit the top of it, because it's such a long link, it'll work. If you guys want to join Patreon, I'm doing Patreon so that way I can do the Peacock documentary over there. Also, is it Netflix that's coming out with the docuseries? I forget. Oh, it's coming out on the 11th. And then I think there's something else that's coming out. It just came out, I think like 48 hours or something. I'm going to put that over there tomorrow because those are things that I can't really put on YouTube. It'll just shut down my stream. It'll just be bad news for me. So we can't do that over here, but so we'll do it over there. So the judge said the 23rd, July 23rd at 9 a.m. And he will remain until sentencing. The non-dissemination order will remain. And I have it just written down beside me from the other day. So look at Ashley. She's pissed. Bryan Kohberger in prison. What will life be like for him? I figured we watched this. I watched it earlier. Okay. She was so mad. I don't know if you guys saw her like with Steve Gonzalez, but that night, like she was mad. And I was like, I understand because she really took this case to heart in the beginning. Like, I mean, as soon as this case like happened, this kind of made News Nation known. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know News Nation. It was like newer network whenever this case became available. It seems like they really grew on this one.
If you're upset at the plea bargain, that means Bryan Kohberger will not face the death penalty because now we know he did it, right? Maybe you will find solace in what I'm about to tell you. He better be real comfortable on a metal bed frame with a thin mattress and possibly no pillow for the rest of his life. He better be real comfortable wearing restraints while being taken to the shower. And he better be real comfortable while showering potentially in a cage. And I know that because Leonard Verret has told me that. He's a prison consultant. He's the former prison warden as well. And he's the author of Elephant Keepers, Reflections of a Prison Warden. Wow. I was astounded, Leonard, at some of the things that I've learned from you about what Bryan Kohberger's life is about to be like. And when I say life, I mean 60 plus years if he lives till 90. But the biggest surprise, I think, is where he may end up being housed. Tell me where you think he's going.
So I believe that someone of his type of background and criminal sophistication is going to always be housed in a maximum custody facility. So I know that the state of Idaho has a maximum custody unit. That's where most likely he is going to be housed, unless they decide that they're going to send him to a different state. But he will be in a max custody prison for a very long time.
So Bryan Kohberger coming to a state near you, it's possible Idaho will push him to another state, a neighboring state, a state far away, a state on the East Coast, whereas
if he somehow got Bill Thompson to make an agreement that he would be housed in a prison in Pennsylvania if he took the plea deal, because he could have done that. They don't technically have to tell us that, right? I will flip. If he gets to be near his parents, I will flip. Like, I really will. They need to house him in Idaho in maximum security where he belongs because he did a horrific crime. Went in the cover of darkness. I'm going to remind everybody, while there were college kids, and I'm calling them kids because they were still kids. They weren't even graduated yet. Snuck into their house while they were sleeping and or eating food and murdered them. And punched them. And did horrific things to these kids. And then walked out of that house like it was just nothing. And then came back the next day like, I'm just going to go by there, hang out.
Parents are.
Wish we could have learned more about that.
Of state.
So generally, the way that these things work is the state has an obligation to house the individuals that have been sentenced to their prison, unless unusual circumstances come up. So let's say that there are threats to his life and there are credible reasons to believe that no matter where he is housed, there's going to be people trying to, attack him. Or it gets to a point where just the notoriety of it causes so much public interest that people are showing up at the prison and they're just constantly there, sort of getting in the way of the prison staff being able to do their jobs. In those kinds of situations, or if there's credible threats, it is also possible that, sometimes staff might know people that are members of the victim's family, and those kinds of situations can come up. And if those kinds of things occur, you do have to move the individual from one facility to another. Being that he's a max custody individual, there is not a whole lot of places that you can move him to in a state the size of Idaho, which has a fairly small prison population. At that point, they would look at something along the lines of a different state, which might have the ability to handle higher profile individuals, that has more max custody housing beds available. There are many states that are able to do those kinds of things. So it depends on which state is willing to agree to an interstate transfer.
I'm still curious as to whether his grand plan is to take his own life and thereby take the power again and avoid having to spend 60 years staring at a wall in likely very lonely protective custody.
Do you guys think that he would do that? That he would, sorry, my lips are dry. That he would, I can't say the word because last time they gave me a hotline number, but do you think that he would hurt himself in order, like she said, to take the final bit of control over? I could almost see that. But then again, I almost see maybe he's too scared, like, to do that in a way. I don't know, but I'm like conflicted on that one. You know what I mean? Like, because he doesn't talk or say anything. And I think, his body language is, I mean, it's appropriate, I guess, for court just sitting there, but it's just, we've only just kind of seen him sitting there. And so it's just, you know what I mean? It's just hard to picture like him actually doing something other than just sitting there, like looking dumbfounded.
Mr. Verret, how will they keep him from
in every picture, he looks different, I think.
Suicide, and how will they try to keep him from others?
Those ties are so ugly.
Maybe wanting him to feel a little bit of what his victims felt.
But unfortunately, the way the system is set up and is that because of the notoriety that this case brings, everyone in the Idaho prison system, I can tell you, all the inmates and all the staff are waiting to see what happens next. And then tomorrow or whenever he is actually sentenced, he is going to arrive at the prison facility. And at that point, they're going to do a classification. And in that classification interview, they look at such things as, enemies. Does he have enemies? Does he have any connections with anybody that's housed there or working there? And so they have to try to keep him separate from all of those people. They're going to look at and see if he's got tattoos. So those are the types of classifications they will do. Additionally, they'll be doing mental health assessments to find out if he is suicidal or homicidal. And generally, when someone is looking at a very long sentence, like 60 years to life or life without parole, there is a higher risk associated with someone trying to take their own life, usually in the first part of their so that's the types of things they would be looking for. And if he is suicidal, they would place him in a cell where it's devoid of things that he could use to carry out that plan. So there won't be any sheets or blankets or anything other than a paper jumpsuit, possibly
just like the green suit he was in before. Now, I don't know if they'll do that to him. I don't know. They may at first, but I mean, he might be smooth enough to like talk, and be like, I'm not going to hurt myself. Like, he might be a smooth talker. We don't know. I mean, if we go by the pool party incident, and like he got those two girls phone numbers. I mean, he must have a little bit of charisma about him, or he must be charismatic somehow. I don't see it, but I could see him being sneaky to like mental health people, you know what I mean? Like lying to them. I could definitely see that. I guess that could be like narcissism, but I could see him doing that. Yeah, he don't look well at all. He's small. He is very small. Like when he stood up, I was like, oh, wow.
A big blanket that they give you that you can rip up and try to turn it into a noose or whatnot.
I've heard of them. I learned of them with Jeffrey Epstein. They should have used them in that cell as well. I have to leave it there, Leonard Verre, but I appreciate so much your wisdom on this. I'll be curious to find out if Idaho keeps him or sends him to.
Wonder would they send him to another state? I hope not. I think that would just make some of these family members even more mad. I don't know. I could just see it, like just don't go there. Let's not do that. let's not send them anywhere, because I don't need them in Ohio. I mean, we're cool over here. So he could stay there. It would just be like if it was like overpopulation, or if like there was threats coming to him, if like there were serious threats of like them wanting to harm him, they may send him like out of state, just so that it's not like as prevalent in that state maybe. But any state that he goes to, people are going to know about this case. Everybody knows about this case in one way or another. They may not know all the details like we do, but they know 4 University of Idaho students were killed, and there was this guy, Bryan Kohberger, and then they'll know about the knife and stuff like that. Like they'll know the basics, but we just know a little bit more over here because that's what we do. He gave up 5 automatic appeals. Court appeals. Yeah. Innocent people don't do that. Nope, they sure don't. Yeah, he was wearing a bulletproof vest just in case, somebody snuck something in. So I saw this on X. I was trying to think of the word. And I guess it's a passage, like a piece of the book that James Patterson is putting out. James Patterson and I forget the other person, something Ward, but allegedly it's Bryan Kohberger's father, and he told a family friend last year that their house was being targeted or watched by the feds, that BK was framed, and that there were a lot of drugs at 1122 King Road. So I can't wait to read the book. We'll see if this is really in it. But I mean, I'm going to show it to you guys. So Vicky Ward, thank you, Chloe. So yeah, I should be getting the book, so we'll have it. I think it comes out the 17th of July. It's like on pre-release, I think, almost. Maybe. New Jersey doesn't want him, Catherine said. Have you been to the shore this summer? Oh, I bet you have. I really want some saltwater taffy. Granny's watching just said for me to send her my address, and she'd send me some, but my teeth probably shouldn't. I shouldn't, but I really want some. I keep seeing it in the stores, and I'm like, nope, I'm going to get the real thing. So, okay. It says here, always been a strange child. His mother, Marianne, told her he had Asperger's. They don't even use that as a term anymore, do they? A year ago, Connie ran into Michael Kohberger, Bryan's father. Here's an excerpt from the Idaho 4 about their conversation. As Connie Saba is shopping in the Rite Aid in Broadheadsville, she sees someone in the pain relief aisle who looks familiar. She stops. Is it someone she used to work with? And then she realizes it's Michael Kohberger, Bryan's dad. Connie, he says, is that you? How are you, Michael? She replies. He seems very pleased to talk to someone. My heart goes out to Marianne, Connie says. How is she? Michael tells her that his wife doesn't talk to anyone, even on the phone. We lead a very quiet life, he says. We don't go out, and even when they are home, he says they don't feel safe. People, he tells her, are watching our house. What people? Government people, he says. leaving her slightly confused. Then he says, "You know Bryan didn't do it, right, Connie?" Connie thinks, she says, "The Bryan I know wouldn't do it." She wants to be supportive. It's then that Michael seems to remember that he hasn't spoken to her since Jeremy died. "We were both shocked to hear Jeremy died," he tells her. "Marianne wanted to call you, but she felt unable to." He doesn't explain why. Does Bryan know Jeremy died? Jeremy Sabbath. Why does that name sound familiar? Like, what is it? This guy? Yeah. But he died 2021. This is the right, I don't want to share if it's not the right person. But it says here, like, Effort PA passed away Tuesday, March 16th. That's my brother's birthday. 2021 at his home. Yeah, I think this is him. Connie Saba was it? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it has her name in here. So yeah. I'm gonna share it because yeah, it's this guy here. Must have been his friend at one point. I don't know. Where were we at? Bryce says, Bryan was away, Michael says. He doesn't say where. We didn't tell him for months, but yes, he knows. Bryan wasn't the same after the drugs, he adds. He wasn't the same person. Well, he wasn't a very mentally well person when he was like 16 either. When he was writing the Tapatalk post saying he felt like an organic sack of meat. Connie nods, but thinks even on drugs, Jeremy had remained sweet and good-natured, but Bryan was framed, Michael says. Connie is startled. Framed? Someone planted the knife sheath, he tells her. The police didn't find it when they first went in. There were a lot of drugs in that house, a lot of people around. But they only looked at Bryan. You know how he likes to drive around when he's nervous. So now he drives around when he's nervous. Oh, good grief. Connie doesn't, but Michael tells her he always used to get in the car and drive at night when he needed to think or he had some fog. He was going to do drugs. That's why he left. What are you, Michael, come on now. He had to get away and just think, or he couldn't sleep. He would just drive around. He was out smoking or something. Michael adds, things will come out at the trial. Everyone will see. Well, we didn't see it all, did we? We didn't see that at trial. We're not having a trial. Was he? Someone was trying to suspect him? I have a feeling that, yeah. Actually, let me go here on X real quick. See if I can find something. I can't believe that his dad came out to Washington so fast. Like, you can, apparently he, really needed to get out there. Look at this. What's this? I was trying to see if I could find it, but geez Louise. When people post so much, it's hard to find a post. Okay, so it says here, as soon as the police announced they were looking for a white Hyundai Elantra, Bryan Kohberger's family went into panic mode. Days later, his dad booked a flight from Wilkes-Barre Scranton Airport to Spokane, Washington, a 9-hour flight with a layover in Chicago. The dad arrives in Spokane, and Bryan drives 75 miles to pick him up. They go back to Pullman grab a few things, and then they immediately leave. Like his dad doesn't even spend the night. And they drive cross country back over to Pennsylvania, but they took that weird, went down to Colorado kind of thing and then went over. So his dad didn't even spend a single night in his apartment, which I think is kind of weird, right? I mean, if my parent was coming to, fly over to walk all the way to Washington from Pennsylvania and then drive back with me, I'm sure they would be like, let's sleep. Can I sleep for a little while, right? You're like jet lagged. Like, I know when I fly from Ohio to California, the time zone difference messes me up for a whole day. Like, I don't do nothing the first day that we're there. I sleep. Like, I really do. We get the hotel early because we get there at like 3:00. It's a weird time, or 12:00 or something. It's a weird time, but they always let us go early. And yeah, I don't know how he wouldn't be so tired. Maybe he was, and that's why he looked exhausted in the freaking video that we saw him in. And he got pulled over. So they were just driving and driving. I think they stopped for one night because they had the hotel booking pass or something, and a key card or something like that from the hotel. So, but we'll play this video just that says what comes next for Bryan Kohberger. It's pretty short. It's only 2 minutes, 47 seconds long.
Well, it's been about 24 hours since Bryan Kohberger confessed to his crimes. He's the man who confessed to killing 4 University of Idaho students in their Moscow home in November of 2022. So what happens now? Abby Wilt explains his next steps and where he will reside for the rest of his life.
Bryan Kohberger will return here to the Ada County Courthouse on July 23rd for a sentencing hearing. Now, at that hearing, victims can talk, witnesses can talk, and Kohberger himself can even speak.
There's no way to know whether Mr. Kohberger would articulate any of those things.
After pleading guilty to murdering 4 University of Idaho students,
Guilty.
Idaho's former Attorney General David Leroy says Kohberger's next step is deciding whether he will testify about why he stabbed 4 people to death.
It's very frequently done that the defendant does articulate to the judge something about their reaction to the process through which they've gone, their remorse for committing the crime.
That could happen at a July 23rd sentencing, where the defense, prosecution, victims, and witnesses can speak.
The victim families will have the opportunity to explain their positions, and then the judge will impose sentencing.
After sentencing, the Idaho Department of Corrections will pick up Kohberger from the Ada County Jail and take him to the correctional facility south of the Boise Airport. That's the only maximum security prison in Idaho.
I would expect him to spend the rest of his life.
Once he arrives, the Department of Corrections will evaluate his mental and physical health and see how he will function in a prison environment. That includes being around other inmates and even working.
I would expect him to be in solitary confinement for the rest of his life.
Once Kohberger is there, the gag order surrounding the case will drop. Leroy expects more evidence will continue to come out.
When the judge eliminates the gag order, then it will be possible for the media and others to interview principals, police officers, persons associated with the case.
And Leroy says these murders will be studied for years to come.
Well, I would fully expect there to be lots of such revelations, lots of such interviews, perhaps a documentary about the documentary and a book about the book.
The big question remaining here is, why did Kohberger decide to kill 4 people on King Road in Moscow in 2022? Now, the answer to that question is still unknown, and it may take years of studies and possibly talking to Kohberger before we actually find that out. Reporting in Boise, Abby Wilt, Idaho's News Channel 7.
And a lot of new developments this week. You can stream all of our Kohberger coverage right now on KTVB Plus. Download.
Sorry, I was trying to exit out some of the tabs, so it's a little bit easier for everybody. So I was going to read this for you guys because it's about the Peacock documentary. So it'd be like intermission time. I don't know. But I didn't get to watch all of it today, but it is over, like I said, on Patreon. And I'll drop the link for the Patreon in the chat again. I think I have it on Nightbot, but I don't know if it's working right. So if you guys see Nightbot, say something about Patreon, let me know. I thought what I saw of the Peacock episode was really good. I didn't realize I still had Peacock. I was like, I'm spending that much on Peacock because I just like signed in. Like, I was like, maybe this is my sign in, and it was like, my email and stuff. And I was like, wow. I looked at Vince and I was like, I guess I have Peacock. Didn't even know it. So yeah. So we'll go over this, and it kind of just explains like what they go over in the documentary, but it is really good. And it says Peacock's newest true crime documentary, The Idaho Student Murders, offers a fresh look at a criminal case that shocked people around the country. The 90-minute film, now available to stream, revisits the tragic 2022 killings that roiled the town of Moscow, Idaho, a gruesome spat of murders that's still generating headlines years later, thanks to the fact that a major twist in the case unfolded just this week. Directed by Catherine Park and produced alongside the creators of the hit podcast, The Idaho Massacre, which we just finished not too long ago, remember? From KT Studios and iHeartMedia, the documentary coincides with the surprise courtroom development. On July 2nd, Bryan Kohberger, the man charged with killing 4 University of Idaho students, reversed course and chose to plead guilty. He sure did. The documentary is really good, though. I think it is, too. Let me see if I can there we go, just the link instead of the whole thing. I don't know why it's such a long link. I think it takes you right to the video. I don't know. I think it takes you to the join thing. But I will be posting over there a lot. So I'm going to post this, and then I'm going to post this 48 hours episode that just came out. And then I want to post the docuseries, the 4 episodes in the docuseries, and we'll go over them as they're coming out. And I think there's something else. All the books coming out, but I could do that over here. There's just some things I can't stream. It won't let me. Yeah. I'm going to get the book too. So we'll have that. We got so much. So I was looking up some stuff just about the Idaho Department of Corrections, so that's where we think he may end up. Is this the right one? Maximum security? I think it is. But yeah. It says the FBI has launched a criminal investigation into private prison company Corrections Corporation of America, which ran the Idaho inmates called Gladiator School, because of a violent reputation they say understaffing helped create. The Nashville, Tennessee-based CCA has operated Idaho's largest prison for more than a decade, but last year CCA officials acknowledged it had understaffed the Idaho Correctional Center by thousands of hours in violation of the state contract. CCA also said employees falsified reports to cover up the vaccines. The announcement came after an Associated Press investigation showed CCA sometimes listed guards as working 48 hours straight to meet minimum staffing requirements. How can you possibly work for 48 hours straight and be seeing straight? Like 48 hours? Nurses don't even do that. That's a long time. I mean, you need a nap. What's up with the dog? The Idaho State Police was asked to investigate the company last year, but didn't until amid increasing political pressure. The governor ordered the agency to do so last month. Democratic state lawmakers asked the FBI to take up the case last month. It just says the Department of Corrections spokesman Jeff Ray confirmed Friday that the FBI met with Department Director Brent Renke on Thursday to inform him about the investigation. Idaho State spokesman Teresa Baker said her agency was no longer involved with the investigation and the FBI has taken it over entirely. So they didn't like what they seen. Wow. That looks like a fun place to be sleeping. Look at those pads on those beds. I mean, they're non-existent. I'm going to sleep well tonight looking at this picture. Hey, Harlow. And welcome in, everybody. Hey, Mary Beth. Oh, I forgot about that Wiley Cat. I need to watch that. I need to watch so much stuff over there because I have it. Why am I not watching stuff, right? I didn't even know I had it. I really did. And I was like, oh, I have it already. I said, I blamed you guys. I was just kidding though when I said it. I said, them dang guys. I said, they got me because I'm, I'm always trying to look up Idaho stuff. So we probably played something. I don't think we played anything on Peacock. Maybe I listened to stuff and then did notes or something for you guys. So as I was looking for things about the prison, it says inmate found dead at Idaho maximum security prison. And this one didn't really tell much, but it says, how did this man end up dead? Who did it and how did it happen? Early Saturday morning, 59-year-old Danny Cordova was found by an Idaho correctional officer dead in his maximum security cell. Officers attempted CPR but were unsuccessful, and Cordova was pronounced dead shortly after. There are no answers, only questions. Usually there's clear information as to what's happened, and the investigation is just a follow-up to get all the facts straight. This is not the case with this at all. Cordova was serving time for lewd and lascivious conduct with a minor. He was sentenced for release in April of 2024. So, found him dead. And look what he was charged with. I mean, maybe somebody had a hand in that one. Okay, so I got another one. Just going to kind of read through these a little bit. But this one says, and this is a little bit older, I think. Man dies in hospital after attack in Idaho maximum security institution. That's fun. This was from June 19th, 2023. A 26-year-old died after being attacked at the Idaho maximum security institution where he was a resident. The Idaho Department of Corrections said the man was declared dead at Boise Hospital just after 8 p.m. Sunday. IDOC said in a press release that the man was assaulted by 2 other residents in the facility on June 15th. Idaho State Police are investigating the incident. This is the 19th this came out. So they waited days to take him to the hospital? Visitation was suspended for the institution on June 15th. As of June 16th, visitation is still suspended for the institution's A block until further notice. Visitation is available for all other IMSI housing units. People be wilding out over there. Oh, Dion, congratulations. And tell him that too. That's amazing. That's amazing. We need all the nurses we can get in this world. I mean, and we need good ones, So, oh man. I love me a male nurse. I ain't gonna lie about that. I do. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes they're, just from my experience when I was in the hospital for a month, sometimes the guys are a little just more like gentle with you. I don't know how to explain it. I think the women are just so used to doing this stuff. They're just like, move over. I think this video already showed you guys. I wish I wouldn't have X'd out of that. Let me see. It's the same girl, so I'm thinking it is. I think it is the same video. Let me see here. Okay. We're doing good on time. This is just the mortality in state and federal prisons. I was trying to look up for like certain prisons for like per year, but it didn't have that statistic. Like there's no number on that. So I was like, oh, but I could give you a little bit of a statistic. In 2018, a total of 4,135 state prisoners died in publicly or privately operated prisons. And in addition, 378 federal prisoners died in facilities operated by the Federal Bureau of Prisons. In state prisons, the number of death rose 5% from 2017. So it was 3,943 to 2018's number, 4,135. The highest level since the Bureau of Justice Statistics began collecting information on mortality in state prisons in 2001. So you'll see the chart. It just keeps going up. But I mean, if these aren't from all from killings or anything like that. But I'll tell, and the chart right here will tell you too. So between 2001 and 2018, the total number of state prisoners in custody increased 1%, while the number of deaths in state prisons rose 44%. Deaths of federal prisons decreased almost 1% from 2017 to 2018. So they went from 381 to 378. I think there was right here. So you can see the state, like it just goes up. Like It was sitting at like 250 in 2001, and it's up to like 350 2018. I don't know what it's up to now. I mean, we're in 2005. I just looked at a few pages of this, so I didn't look at the whole thing. But why? It says state prisoner deaths compared to U.S. population. Okay. Oh, and this is how they died. Let me tell you really quick. So the total deaths, 6,744. And then from 2000, this is the federal. We want the state. Sorry, 61,130. And then natural deaths were 53,355. And then unnatural were 6,981. So unnatural would be like S word, or if you're killed, stuff like that. And then I wanted to read this because I didn't read this part, but it says state prisoners are less likely to die in 2018 than were adult U.S. residents, those age 18 or older. So there was 319 per 100,000 state prisoners. So 319 per 100,000. And for just a regular U.S. resident that's not in prison was 419 per 100,000. How in the heck are we dying more out here than they're dying in prisons? Man, we need to eat better. I've been taking my vitamins. I don't know about y'all, but I've been taking my vitamins because that's crazy to me. I tell you, they really do outlive people in prison. I bet you if we saw Alec Murdaugh right now, with no nips, I bet you he probably looks the same as he did before. I mean, just as crappy, but we'll come back and we'll see Bryan Kohberger in like 10 years and he'll probably look the same as he does right now. Like, I don't know, prison just feels like sometimes people be looking the same. Maybe it's because they don't have like the harsh weather or something on them. I don't know. Hey, I know. Ashley, I can't help it. I'm getting old. Vincent seems really young now. Well, you're only 36. Happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July, everybody, if I didn't tell you earlier. Stop talking common sense. Hey, serious? Welcome in. I didn't see you. He does have a way with people, probably. Yeah, you're right. And welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Where else was I going to go? What's this? Oh, just his eyebrow pick. Oh, this girl is freaking weird. Why? Oh, it's because I was like, why am I on this? Okay. I'll have to tell you about that in a minute. Oh, I guess I already looked up Idaho Maximum Security Institution on Google Maps because it's the last thing I looked up. I don't remember looking that up. That's weird. I do not remember looking this up at all. Can I put myself down there? Come here, little guy. Oh, no, not over there. It's right here. Hey, oh, man, they're not going to let me go down there. Okay. Does it light up a certain color when you can do it? Like, red or something? Like, oh, you can drop me now. Or do I need to be closer? I don't think it's going to let me. Probably because it's a prison. But that's what it looks like. It's not very big. It doesn't look very big. Maybe it's bigger than I think. Aerial view. I don't know. Are you guys leaving? Serious. I love male nurses. I had me one when I was in the hospital. He became like my best friend. We would laugh together. We cried together. I mean, like literally, when he took out my staples, he was like, he couldn't even look at me. He's like, don't look at me. Like, It was like, because he knew he's like, I know it's going to hurt and I don't want to hurt you. And I was like, oh, I was like, you're like crying and I'm not even crying. I was just looking in the chat, see if there's anything. Oh, Pro Burgers, want to talk about that? I would love for this lady to give me an answer. I had a lady freaking talking crap to me today on Twitter. And yeah, she thinks this lady thought she was cool. She's like, I put so before you publish your Patreon, you have to like post it somewhere, right? I'm sorry, I've got trying to think right. So I was like, it gave me an option of like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, or whatever. It didn't give me an option for YouTube. So I was like, oh, I'll just like post it on my Twitter or X or whatever. And I just posted the link. I didn't even post like, hey, go over to my Patreon, nothing. I just posted the link. Like, I'm actually going to show this to you. What is it? What is she talking about? Okay. This lady is obsessed. Okay. So I'm going to share this with you guys because I want everyone to know, because this is weird. This is weird. This is just weird. Okay. Okay. So if you ever see this lady, Robbie Beckham, in the chat, she'll never be in here. Just block her. I don't want her in my life. I don't need people like this in my life. I like people that are nice, right? I like people that are kind. So she says to me today, this is my post right here. This is all it is just this. There's nothing there, right? It just says patreon.com. And she says, damn girl, I noticed your YouTube ratings are low, which they're like the highest they've been, but didn't realize you were having to scrape the bottom of the barrel and advertise on Patreon. Maybe you should have kept your life-size cardboard cutout obsession of Nancy Grace in the closet. Try going outside and touch grass. Do you see how dark I am? I said, I am outside at my pool every day or playing tennis, walking my wonderful dogs. Honey, you have a problem, and I think you should seek help for that. I feel you. Check out my tan, though. It's pretty great. I mean, it is. It's pretty great. And it's real. It's a real tan. She said, you can do that with one eye. The fuck? I can do anything you can do better. Anything you could do, I could do better. You know that song? That's literally the song that comes in my head right now. Like, what do you mean? You think I can't do something because I have one eye? Are you nuts? You're nuts. I said, I could do anything I want. You should really look at a book or something. Having one eye doesn't mean you're fucking dead. Aren't you a little too old to be picking fights with me? And then I didn't read this, but it says, better be careful, honey, who you piss off. You can't afford ice at your front door. Taking your breadwinner away in cuffs and ship him off to alligator Alcatraz? Boy, that pool would get green fast. What? Is she talking about Vincent? I'm seeing red. I'm seeing red. I'm seeing red. I'm seeing red. No, I'm really not. But it's so funny. Does she know Vincent? Of all the people in the world, Vincent is it's crazy funny because he's too kind. He doesn't even realize that he's that kind. He makes me breakfast in bed every Saturday and Sunday. He doesn't even realize he does it. He just brings it into me. He's like, here's some bacon. I said, where's my bagel? You usually make me a bagel. He's like, it's in the toaster. And I'm like, okay. I am so lucky. Like, I'm so lucky to have him. Like, what? Is it because he's Asian? You can't afford ice at your front door? Taking your breadwinner away? Like, does he think he's my breadwinner? Does she think that? I own a business, you motherfucker. Honey, it's called owning a business. Oh my good God. Okay, I'm out. I needed to tell you guys that. I can't believe she said that at the end. I did not see this because we've been live. So I didn't see it. I don't go on other pages when we're live. I just stick with the live. But yeah, I just want to know what she means by that. I know what she means by that. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cuss. You guys know I'm mad when I do that. Because no, Vincent don't mess with nobody. Is it because is that what it is? Because it says, or is ICE something else? Isn't ICE the people that are going around like, getting illegal people? Like, because I'm really confused. My boyfriend was born in the United States. He was born in California. That's on X, Brandy. Yeah. Underneath my post. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This is the second thing that's happened to me today. Do you want to see the other thing? Let me show you. I was going to show you tomorrow on the members only live, but while we're here, I might as well show you. Let me show you real quick. Because you guys know I don't mess with nobody, and I'm not going to. I will never, because this channel just means more to me than any fight or any argument or any of that I could ever have on the internet. Right. But, okay. Says, and if you know allegedly with Brittany, you'll know. Shut up, Brittany Jackson. You have poked and lied on people for years. You then allow your loser boyfriend to speak on old mods. That's not me. Ones that helped you leave him, because I've never been a mod. And you get giddy, absolutely giddy, when one of your useful idiots goes after someone that left you. That would be me. Nobody is going to feel sorry for you. I left her channel like 2 years ago and during Christmas. You are fully aware of everything. Okay, that's not about me, but this is what she wrote, allegedly with Brittany. I'm so happy. I can't get it to blow up. I'm so happy Shady went after Titanium. She was trying to make videos on me. Let's see how she handles it. And then she says, I'm living for Titanium getting called out, because I said hi to Clue in my chat. And then this is Brittany. And this little meme, it says like, I'm here for it. I don't know why it won't blow up on here. Maybe like, I don't know how to get it to blow up. And then here's her again. This is all her. This is Titanium trying to fit in amongst the cruel kids. I'm like, why are people messing with me today? This is from September. I'm just like, man, what the heck? I'm like, and then I went to the store and they didn't have my size in something. What else happened? Something else happened. They didn't have it. And I was like, dang. Like, I didn't get mad. Oh, before I get off, let me tell you, this is what happened. I thought I was getting 2 $5 gift cards from Target because I got like a certain amount of products, Well, I got the wrong treats, the wrong like cat treats. So I had to run back 3 different times because I kept grabbing the wrong one. I crap you not. And it was all the way in the back of the store from the front. I was sweating. And then I was like, and I was being really nice. I even put the treats back that I brought up that were wrong. Like I was taking them all back and putting them back. And then she like finally got that squared away, but it took like 45 minutes of me running around the store trying to figure out what products I needed because I didn't get enough. It was crazy. I didn't get enough on one. And then the other one, I got the wrong one. And I was just like, I was just trying to get a coupon, so. But at least let me bitch for a minute. Cause she is CJK. And I don't like her covering true crime. I'll say that right now. I don't like it at all. It makes me sick. It makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me literally sick to my stomach. I will say that. But that's all I'm going to say. Because we keep it good over here, right? We're keeping it good. But no, I was just like, and that thing about shipping my come and get them. If you want. Come bring them. I don't know. It's crazy. She is Sunflower. Yeah, she is. That's why I said I didn't even have to say anything. The person that was talking about me was allegedly with Brittany. She has a channel, but she wiped all of her videos off of it. I don't know what she's doing over there. She's like I came into true crime, and she was like one of the first channels that I saw because of the Kylie Rodney case. It was so big. And that's what kind of brought me to the platform. Because I wanted to say I just wanted to say a little bit of something about I actually just made a video short, and it was about Zav girl. I was like, she needs a break because her face was so red one night. And I was like, I don't know this person, but she looks like she needs a break. And it was just a funny video. It wasn't being mean or anything. And then I just started following the Kylie Rodney case. And then that's how I knew who she was. But I still see people in the chat saying stuff like that left this channel, that we blocked from this channel. And it's just like, I had to write her an email, and I was like, in capital letters, stop talking about me. Like, please. Maybe, but where is Will? She's still out there, Judy. She just doesn't get as many people as she used to. I do control you on those streets. Yeah, Ashley, I do. I tell you where to go. You don't go nowhere. I'm just kidding. And I am your real mom. You didn't know that? Yeah. I had you when I was like 3, 4. I can't remember how old you are. I love that. It's been a while since I've seen Zav girl, though. She had the potential to be a good I think she would have grew a lot more if she wouldn't have done the stuff with the Gannon Stout pictures. I understand. Okay, like for the scientific part of it, if you were going to look at I wouldn't look at those pictures though. See, like that's the only part, like I can't get to that. But I understand putting it behind a paywall because it's something so graphic, but then you're getting paid off of that. Like that feels ucky. Like this is the first night I actually put my goal in. I shouldn't even done a goal, but because you guys are usually fantastic with helping me out. But I haven't been doing goals since Bryan pled guilty. I just didn't feel right about doing a goal or anything, I don't know. So I did tonight, but I usually just don't. Cause like the last few nights I was like, I don't know, just doesn't feel right. And that who's sincere on this platform and who's not, right? I might cover trending cases or popular cases. That's what kind of grabs my attention. It seems like at first, some cases like Madeline Kojikari, not so much, but the difference when a creator is knowledgeable in a case, right? And someone that's not, right? You can just tell when they're talking about the case and they're if they're going, and they're talking about the beginning and things that have, been said that we know that are just misinformation. It's just been crazy. Yes, I guess she just doesn't like me no more, which I kind of knew that. But I called her and I was like, why are you being like this? I left a message. Whenever someone comes after me, if they want to try to argue with me, which doesn't happen very often at all. If I have their phone number, I'm going to call them. You know why? Because I'm an adult and I'm going to call you and I'm going to try to talk to you like one. She didn't answer. She didn't call me back. But Summer did. Remember that one day I called Summer on a live? She picked up. I was like, holy crap. Yeah. Thank you, Judy. Thank you. I agree with you. She said you're 100 times more professional. I have to agree with you. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I was just complaining for a minute. Thank you for letting me complain. I don't do it very often. Maybe a few times a year. Maybe more than that. Hopefully I don't, but no, that just bothered me today when I saw that. I was in the bedroom and I was like, what the heck? And Vincent is like, that's from September. You know what I mean? And I'm like, it don't matter. I'm like, that's so wrong because she did a live too. She did a video. So she was trying to get Shady to do videos and then she was going to do videos and she was going to try to come after me at first. She's doing Clue and all them, but I didn't bite. I didn't take the bite. I didn't bite the fish because Vincent somehow calms me even when he's not even in here. I'm calm. Gator with tofu on the side. We do have a lot of tofu. I know. I wonder if I should show him that. Be like, he would probably be like, what's this mean? Like, really, like, my boyfriend is so kind. Like, I don't even know how to, like, he's like, okay, like, I don't know how to explain it, but this is the best way I can explain him. I was telling him one night about a girl that her boyfriend hit her, right? And he looked at me so dumbfounded that, like, literally, he was like, why would someone put their hands on someone else? Like, he couldn't even comprehend, like, someone hitting somebody. You know what I mean? Like, he literally has never been around it, never seen anything like that, never seen fights. Like, he's just literally, like, just so pure. It's just like, it's insanity. And he doesn't, like, do anything. He never comes in here. He would be terrified. Terrified to go on a live. I'm trying to get him to do a video, but, like, you know what I mean? And that's my man. Don't be talking about my man. Don't be talking about my man. She went, because I called her old. That's why I did call her old. She looks old. She's not really old. She's not really spy. She just probably didn't age well. Let me see if she wrote back. I mean, that's crazy. Oh, right here. United States Immigration and Customs. Hope you honey bunny is legal here. If not, he'll be hauled off to alligator. I'm going to tell him, yeah, come to my house. He's illegal. He's here illegally, and I'm sick of it. I'm going to put you're right. Come over here. He's here illegally, and I'm sick of it. Keeps eating all the tofu. I'm just kidding. Should I say that? Hold on, I should have put something else. Okay, we're not going to give her any more time, but I did say that. I said, come get him. He's here illegally. I said, he keeps eating all my food. I did. I said, let me see. Because I was like, ice. I mean, I know what ice is. Come on now. I said, you're right. Come over. He's here illegally, and I'm sick of it. Keeps eating all my food. Oh, man. Oh, I'm going to go ask him, be like, where were you born? I wish he was born in Japan. That would be even hotter. He would be like, I don't even know if he can get any more handsome, but he would be even more handsome. He just sneezed. Did you guys hear that? He just sneezed. He's like, achoo. Just don't talk about my man. You know, I hate that. I hate that for other people because I'm not the one. I'm just not the one. I just hate that for people. Seems to be clouding her post. Just me. That's funny. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Also, I can even ship him out myself. Yeah. I wonder where she's from. I wonder where do you live, Robbie? Peckham. I'm curious about you and your. Oh, she had 33 followers earlier. Now she only has 32. I noticed that because I was like, how many people follow this lady, right? So somebody must have not liked what she posted or something. I don't know. She's a massive Bryan Kohberger fan. Huge. I think she's going to be one of the women that's probably written him already. Like, she goes on and on about just Idaho 4. Okay. Well, she was fun to mess with for a while. What? Oh gosh, Brandy Wine. I love you if you're still in here. Oh, Brandy said she said I'm on. I just saw your phone. Brandy's going to. Oh man. Oh gosh. Give Brandy 5 minutes. You seriously, Brandy, you remind me of my best friend, Misty. Like, I swear my best friend works for the FBI. I'm not even kidding you. Like, she had like an aerial view of Vincent's house. Like, I didn't even tell her. I think I told her his name and that was it. And you could hear click, 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 click of the keyboard. And I'm like, oh gosh, here we go. She's like, who is this? Who is this? I'm like, that's his mom. That's his dad. But he's from California. Where did she think he was from? I mean, I even have any pictures of Vincent really? Like, I guess she comes in my chats apparently. So I love that for me that Brandy Wine's on it. Trips. Oh yeah, you guys, both y'all. I'm like, someone will take up for me. I'm the sweetest person. I'm pretty nice. And I'm not a mean girl. As much as people like Brittany used to say that, I'm not. I mean, I'm very kind. I'm empathetic, you know? I even bought Vincent a coffee today because he said he was having a rough day. And we went to Target and he went straight beelined it for Starbucks. So I was like overlooking and I was like, wait, I have cash on me. So I ran over and I bought his coffee for him. And it's made him smile. He's like, oh, you know? I was like, well, you make me breakfast in bed. Trixie's right. Thank you. Thank you. I'm really not. I don't think I am anyway. Not even in high school was I. Like, I mean, my mom and dad, they just raised me better than that. I mean, they raised us well, you know? Now I could be like evil mean. Like I could be real mean. I could be so mean, but that's old me, you know? I don't like to be mean. But if you mess with my man, I mean, I might just, you know, hang out with you or something. Thank you, Brandy Wine. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. Well, I'm going to jump off of here. I appreciate it. I'm going to go tell Vincent about this ice thing. Like, of all people, like seriously, he is the most kindest person. I don't even think I'm going to tell him because like it would just be stupid. But like, he is like seriously. I just can't even explain how kind. You know what I mean? Like, I really can't. Like, I wish I could get you guys to like. I need to get him in here, and he'd be so nervous to talk. Like, I don't know, but I need to get him in here some night so you guys can meet him and just if he just says hi and like walks away or something. Maybe I'll act like. The only thing I could think of, maybe I could act like I'm like drunk or something. And like I'm drinking and I fall or something and I need his help. I don't know. I'll have to think of something. Or I could just fall. I don't have to really be drunk. I don't drink. So yeah. I'll have to think of that. I'll think of something. I'll leave Vincent alone, Chris. I know, right? He hasn't done nothing to nobody. And he's only half Asian. I mean, he's not like, you know what I mean? He's like half Japanese, half Italian. He is, Ashley. I think he is too. I'm about to put another picture up of him and say, Ice, come get him. So did someone go to tell Trump and Melania, you know, that Vincent's here illegally from California? Well, thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you for letting me talk to you guys at the end of the live about this. Because it happened right before the live. Like all of that stuff happened right before the live. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to someone about this. And I figured I'd vent to you guys because I could tell Vincent, but he'll just be like, whatever. Chloe, I love that. Oh, and I want to show your email. I'll have to look for your email tomorrow so we can look at the seating chart. But thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. If you're a member, I'll see you at 12:15 for our members only live. We're going to do giveaway. And then I'll be back on, later to do the regular live. So I'll see you guys all later. Have a wonderful night. Bye.
lights lit this town